Welcome back everyone, my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. Last episode, Maverick found Chevel's rope and got the flippers that he made. And he ended his adventure here in Vasum's Jeweler, but what he should have done, he should have ended it at the witch's hut. I mentioned when I got Moosh, encountered Moosh the flying bear in the last episode, that too bad you can't have him fly over the witch's hut. But when I got the flippers, I could access the hut by swimming over it. Totally forgot to do that though, but I'm going to do it here real quick. So, it's a good time to do it now because I have a whole bunch of rupees and I want to buy a bunch of stuff over at the witch's hut. She sells the medicine. And the medicine basically refills your hearts. If you get taken down to 0 hearts, it'll bring you back up to full. We already got some medicine from a drop from Maple. So instead we're going to spend all our rupees here on buying Gasha seeds. So we buy one, leave, come back in, and just keep doing that and we'll max out our Gasha seeds. Well, we'll get 3 from her, so we can't afford any more. I'm gonna take a little detour and defeat some of those crows. Because our one Gasha plant that we planted be close to growing up. And we're going to be leaving the mainland for quite a while. So we might as well harvest it before we advance. So we'll just take out some enemies. I think it's 30 enemies that will make the tree grow to maturity. So now we're going to head back to the past, check on that plant that we planted, and also go back to Rafton. Rafton said his raft would be complete by the time that we found the chart, and we found a chart from Tingle, the guy who thought he's a fairy. Now the weird thing is, we've got a chart in the present day, but we're going to use it in the past, which doesn't seem very smart, because we'll learn that, you know, the times change and the land changes. I mean, we've always seen that a little bit here in the little bit of land that we explored. So our chart really is going to be accurate. But that's going to be the least of our problems, navigating to the Crescent Isle on the raft. But let's head over to where we planted the Gasha seed. See, I keep sometimes calling them gotcha seeds, but apparently it's they're all based off of the gotcha pond, the game over in Japan. They're like those little vending machines. You put money in and you get a chance for a different prize. Pretty much the same thing. You plant a seed and you random luck. See what prize you get. This is a good place to kind of farm the tree. There's 5 Octoroks right around nearby. And let's see if Maple gives us anything. Nothing good. I was hoping for heart container pieces and the rings. We get the jewel? Nope, she got it. Yeah. But money ain't all that important. You want to have at least 10 rupees though, coming up. Preferably more. But I just went into that cave only to reset the enemies. You step in the cave and then stepping back outside. We'll reset the enemies, gives us another 5 to defeat, and that's just enough to mature the Gasha nut. And we've got a ring. Didn't get it from we didn't get it from Maple, but we got one from the tree there. And now let's head down to see Rafton and take off. Unfortunately, even though the raft, you'd think would open up a lot of the world, it really doesn't. We get to preview some parts of the world. I'm going to do a little bit of exploration, but most of the areas that we can reach we'll just be able to reach, but we won't be able to really explore them. And Rafton. Hey, what took so long? My raft is ready. Come over here. Alright. Let's head on over. Shove off from over there. The raft awaits. Climb on top and press the direction pad to move around. Alright. Here we go. Now the whirlpools, you can't touch them. You basically get sucked down. And, you restart on the screen. You lose some heart. So there's that Gasha plant over there. You also cannot touch the pink rocks there. Just keep going down this way. This is not the way we're supposed to go, but I just want to show things off. I mentioned earlier about the shifting land, and that's going to come into a puzzle later on. Oh, there's a pirate ship there, but we can't access it. Yeah, eventually traveling through this sea requires going into the present and then the past and skipping around based on where the land moves. We've got a dead end here. And to the right also leads to another dead end. We'll just head up here and we get this little cutscene. And we basically get caught in a storm. Maverick is going to be caught in a storm. Monkeys are flying by. And he's not going to end up on a dream island like in Link's Awakening. He's going to end up on the Crescent Island here. We have these lizard people called the Tokay. And they're going to steal all our items. So now it basically becomes like a game of hide and seek. You have to find out the different Tokay and get items from them. So that seed there basically will grow up into a vine later on in the present. I found this about the seed. It was next to a Tokay with no tail. Hey, you don't have a tail either. Oh, is this? Take this. I don't need it. We got our shovel back. That's all I picked up. But maybe other Tokay took stuff too. But maybe not. Maybe you should look around. That is a good idea. I'm going to put our shovel in our inventory slot. The next thing we'll get is our sword. You can dig around a little bit, get some rubies. Like I said, you want to have at least 10 rubies. And we need the shovel here to dig up this dirt. And that'll get us our sword back. With the sword we can now destroy those like vines they look like, those plants there. Walk around. That'll open up more areas. Also destroy bushes on the overworld. Now we can't go over there. We're going to need the rocks feather to jump over there to get that treasure chest, but I just want to show it off real quick that there's a reason to come back to this cave a little bit later. It's not essential that you do that. It's just the Gasha seed, but like I said, we're going to 100% this game, so we'll be back. So you can see where the vine will grow up, push the seed there. When we come back into the present, then, the vine will grow. And this guy thinks that we're a long-eared Tokay. More Octoroks and Levers. We'll need our power bracelet to get there. So I'm just pointing out some places where we'll be coming around later on. There's a Deku scrub. We have to buy a shield off of him. We're not going to get a shield back. I guess the game might think they didn't have one. But yeah, that's how we get our shield back. But I'm going to not wait to buy one. I will buy one a little bit later. We're going to push that plant up a little bit later. We're going to be jumping down from that top. And if you jump down on the planet, it presses it, so we'll have to move it later. These guys talking about their idol. There's a spot just like this on the western side of the island. That's the spot we're going to have to take to get to the third dungeon. But that'll be a while, because we have to get our Harbor of Ages back, and getting the Harbor of Ages is going to require a lot of things. Put vine sprouts by strange walls for good luck. Not just good luck, but also for access to future areas in the future. There's a sentry here long ago. Basically, in the future, if we plant a scent seed, a seedling here, we'll get a scent tree. If you watch my playthrough of Oracle of Seasons, we see that Data over there already has scent seeds. Now this guy, we have to trade stuff back and forth to him. We won't be able to get everything off him until we get scent seeds, but you can trade the shovel for the power bracelet, the shovel for the Rock's Feather, mystery seeds for the Rock's Feather, and scent seeds for the power bracelet. So we're gonna have to, do a lot of trading and going back in the future to get all items. But for now, we just want the power bracelet, because the power bracelet allows us to access this cave and get the bombs. Then we can use the bombs back in that cave that we just came from, and get a Gasha seed. And the cave and the power bracelet and bombs will also open up a new mini game, and that's why we needed that 10 rupees, because we have to play this mini game. If for whatever reason you are terrible at the mini game, it takes me 2 tries to finish the mini game. If you're really terrible at it, we'll come back here a little later. You can pick up pots, but not in here right now. If you're really terrible at the mini game, you can always get the shovel back and just dig around the island, farm rupees that way. Now we got bombs, we can open up this cave here. And then that'll take us into the mini game, where we basically feed these Tokay that come down from the sides. So, if we feed all the Tokay, we'll get that seed sapling. Pass meat to each Tokay that runs by on the left and right. You give meat to each one, you win. If you skip even one, you fail. Understand? Yep. And meat will drop down from the top. So this is my second attempt. And you basically just gotta pick it up and throw it. It actually gets pretty hard on future iterations. The Tokay come a little bit quicker, and they vary their size a little bit more. First time is pretty easy, and you get better rewards as you continue on. A red one signifies that that's the last Tokay, so you win the first time, you get that seed sapling. Yeah, if you play again, you can win 20 rupees, then after that you get 50 rupees, and then after that you can get a Gasha seed, and then after that you can win 100 rupees. That's as far as I got it and actually win the 100 rupees. Because like I said, it got really, really hard. So, but now we're going to trade our power bracelet back for the shovel, then trade the shovel back for the Rock's Feather. And that allows us to go explore some different parts of the island. It's a weird trading sequence that we have here. So we saw a little earlier there was some holes to the left here that we can jump over. Now we have the Rock's Feather, we can jump over them and get to a new cave. Not that one, but this one up here. We got bombs again. And this cave is going to take us to our flippers. As you can see, we need the power bracelet later on, so we're gonna have to once again trade our Rock's Feather back to get the power bracelet. But at first, like I said, we need the Rock's Feather to be able to get the flippers. Then once we have the flippers, we can just swim through the water. So we won't need the Rock's Feather to jump these little gaps. Hey, you're the one who, I'm glad you came. I was thinking maybe I should hide. I mean, maybe I should go give this back to you. Here. We got Zilla Super's back. That's all I picked up. Maybe the Tokay took stuff too. maybe not. Maybe you should look around. Alrighty, we will do that. And then we still need our seeds, and then we'll also need our Harp of Ages. Let's hop back. So now we can go back into that cave at the beginning where we got our sword, because we have the Rock's Feather, and we just get that Gasha seed. There's our sense seed bag right there, or seed bag. We'll do this right now while we still have our Rock's Feather. And it's just basically pushing a lot of these blocks into the pits. And that'll get us the Gasha seed. There'll be plenty of places to plant them later on. Seems like the Gasha seeds are much easier to come by in this game than they are in Seasons. Maverick's going to be planting more stuff. Keep that vine there. Tokay says, well, good luck, but for us it's really to clear up. So we're going to need the power bracelet to open that up again. So, once again, more trade-in. Neat little game here. We don't want to push that there, because eventually when we get the seeds back, we'll jump down from the ledge above, and then I'll just crush the seed. Now, if you crush the seed, you just have to leave the screen, come back again, and it respawns. But why do work when we don't have to? Give this feather back. And then we get the shovel, and then we trade the shovel for the power bracelet, or as he calls it, the hoop. And if only we had scent seeds. We don't have them because the tree don't grow yet. But they'll be growing in the future since we planted that. Or they'll grow in the future once we plant the sapling, which we're about to do now. But yeah, basically to get everything, you're going to have to go into the future and then come back. But eventually, like I said, we will get all our items back. And that'll allow us to go into the next dungeon. Could have went this way earlier, like I said, with the power bracelet, but as you saw, we wouldn't have the Rock's Feather to drop over that little thing, so that's why you needed the Rock's Feather to get the flippers. Maverick here is pretty good at holding his breath. I remember when I was a kid, especially like at Star Wars, when Luke would get pulled into the water in the Death Star after the prison break. Hey, you're the one who I'm glad you came. I was thinking maybe I should hide. I mean, maybe I should go give this back to you. Here. And you got a seed satchel. Nice. So now we can... That's all I picked up, but... Maybe other Tokay took stuff too. But maybe not. Maybe you should look around. Good idea. Now with the seeds, we can trade mystery seeds and get our feather back. Well, we should be able to get everything but our shovel back. But the shovel is going to be useful in this game. It's actually going to be needed for the level 3 mini boss. So don't think that it's a shovel in most games is not important. They actually gave some good use for the shovel in both this game and in Seasons. This is a precious tree nursery. They say a scent tree was planted here long ago. If I had a seedling, I'd plant it here. Well, let's give it to him. Now, when we come back into the, if we go back to the present, there'll be a seed tree there, scent seed tree. But we need a harp. So that's the next item we gotta get. When we get the harp, we're gonna need both the hoop, the power bracelet, and the Rock's Feather. But luckily now we can get the Rock's Feather because we can trade it for mystery seeds. We can have for 10 mystery seeds. Okay, there we go. And then, like I said, we'll come back later. Once we come back from the future, trade the hoop for the shovel, and then we can get the shovel for 10 cent seeds. That's tough to say. Like I said, that requires going to the future or the present, and that requires a Heart of Ages. And there's the Heart of Ages right over there. Pick up those pots, throw it down. I wonder who makes these little structures down here. Like, who created this block over here that floats around and moves back and forth? What's the purpose of it? Yeah, video game logic. Same question here. You wondered how Dr. Wily and Mega Man makes those elaborate castles and stuff. Something just ain't meant to make sense. Hey, you're the one who Yeah, he's gonna give us back our hope. And as we've been traveling around, in order to get to level 3, we're gonna have to use a tile, a warp tile, over to the left here that I'm about to show off. But we can't reach that warp tile because we need the shovel. But in order to reach this warp tile, we need the feather and the hoop, power bracelet. So we're gonna have to go back to the future, or I should say the present, and get those scent seeds so we can trade them for the power bracelet. We'll trade the shovel back. We'll trade the power bracelet for the shovel, and then trade the 10 cent seeds for the 10 cent seeds for the power bracelet. One last thing to buy here is our shield. We'll grab the shield. I'll head around. Try to feed as many as I can just to get those Gasha plants grown. And now we're able to go back into the present. But before I do that, I'm going to end the game here in this Tokay minigame, and I'm going to play it a few more times just to get the Gasha seed. So when I come back, I'll have the 7th Gasha seed. So take care, have a good one, thanks for following along, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!